Hey folks, welcome back to Black and White. Here in Accumula Town, and there's business going on. Yes indeed, this game has a bigger emphasis on cutscenes and important things happening. And this is the first important thing. We're meeting our good buddy and friend, who is the head of Team Plasma, who is not the evil organization of the game. No sir. They're not villains at all. See, they want Pokemon to be happy and free and stuff, you know, that they can't possibly be bad people. Ignore the laser eye and the evil giant coat. They are not evil. Ignore the, you know, the cult uniforms. They're not bad in any way, shape, or form. Everybody clear on that? These are not the villains. No sir. Anywho, Team Plasma is all about Pokemon liberation. Setting Pokemon free from their oppressive trainers, getting rid of, like, you know, the kind of the cockfighting trade in the region, and overall it seems to make a pretty decent amount of sense from a reasonable point of view. But this is the world of Pokemon, so we're not really reasonable. Anywho, one young man has stayed behind. Mr. Green Hair and Ponytail and Cool Hat. This cool guy is another major character, and he can hear Pokemon talking. His name is N, which is the best name ever, and we'll be seeing quite a bit of him throughout the game. You can see he kind of ascribes to the Team Plasma theory. And his hair has absolutely nothing to do with Team Plasma leader's hair. No sir, there's no connection here. Anyway, here is our first fight with Mr. N. Now, you will notice that I have not leveled up Lilo at all. So he's a level 2, taking on a level 7. I did this intentionally, because I knew Lilo could do it. I knew that because I did an attempt before this, but basically, this stands as a testament to how Purloin is not very powerful. It takes 3 hits to kill something 5 levels below it at this point in the game. It's pretty weak, and it's relatively fragile. Granted, I'm still at a level disadvantage, so it will take a decent number of turns to actually kill it. But I wanted to leave this unedited, partially because this is the first time we hear N's battle music, which is awesome music. Also because we hear what happens when we get down to the red. Yeah, the music changes to be something more dire, and I'm sure you'll be hearing that a lot throughout the game, but, you know, that's the first place where it happened, so there you go. Purloin, it's not the worst thing ever. The main problem is that it's not really strong, and it's pretty fragile. It's a glass cannon, except it's not a very powerful cannon. Purloin is actually what I would have soloed with if I didn't solo with Lilo here. But I decided, you know, I'd have to go through the first route without anything, and I'd have to go through this fight without anything. So I decided, you know, Lillipup, go for it. You know, I bought a couple potions off screen, which is why I'm able to potion spam. If you're not familiar with my other solo runs, there will be potion spamming, and for the most part I'll edit it out, but here, for the sake of music and for the sake of making the points that I listed earlier, I left it unedited. And that's that. Final hit was a critical. Get used to that too. If you're not aware, I get criticals when I least need them. Anywho, let's get a bunch of level ups. Funny thing about the experience system in this game is that experience is scaled depending on the level. As in, a lower level Pokemon will get more experience from killing a higher level Pokemon than equal level Pokemon would be, or high level Pokemon would be. Which, basically, it makes raising weak Pokemon easier, is the easiest way to say it. And you'll notice it more if you're, like, doing a bait and switch or an experience share kind of thing. Anywho, we'll be seeing him again. And Sharon's always just kind of determined, and yeah, that's just how he is. And let's go back and heal. That's what you could call the first boss fight of the game, I guess. If you don't consider the initial rival fights boss fights. Which I wouldn't, because, you know, it's freaking impossible to lose them. Anyway, here's an important thing that I'm doing. Yeah, bye-bye, Tepig. I'm releasing you. Liberation, as Team Plasma would say. And let's go. So, the next route is Route 2. But I wanted to show off this neat little Easter egg that sort of comes into play in various locations, but it's very easy to notice here. And that is multi-layered background music. Adding instruments, making it really jazzy and cool. This happens in other ways on other routes, including adding vocals or adding percussion if you're walking. But this is definitely the most noticeable and I think my favorite. And let's head through here. These are little passageways. They've been around since the first games. And they give a little bit of information about weather and whatnot, and little tidbits about the locations that you'll be going to. It's worth it to look at all this stuff, even though it's mostly flavor text. And it scrolls at exactly the speed you walk. Anywho, here is the ultimate proof that they were just shoehorning in the cross transceiver. Here's Mom calling us. And then she hangs up immediately. And then she's right behind us. We really did not need the cross transceiver there. And now we got the running shoes. If you haven't played any games from 3rd generation on, basically it lets you move quicker if you hold down the B button. It's always very nice. Anyway, that's a strength boulder. We'll be getting strength much later in the game. That's a potion. Potions heal things, if you didn't know. And this is where we start running into trainers. Now, for the most part, I'll be cutting out trainers that don't offer anything interesting or Pokemon that we haven't seen before. But we haven't fought a Patrat before, so just showing how Patrats deal. I'll be doing a lot of Leer plus Tackle combo stuff in order to weaken Pokemon, because I don't really have a good gauge of what Lilo can 1-hit and 2-hit and 3-hit. As you can see there, I needed the Leer to hit him. I could have just used Tackle 3 times and used the same amount of turns, it really wouldn't have mattered, but I like to feel that I'm being tactical. Anyway, since I'm still a bit under-leveled, getting a lot of experience, and Bite, which takes care of the very few ghost types that I'll be running into. And here's a cool mechanic that's, again, been around since the first game. But, you know, you wouldn't necessarily know. You can jump off ledges. Yep, battle to make yourself stronger. It's amazing. Now here's an example of editing out a fight. All she had was a Purloin, and you've seen Purloin. And this guy's a Lillipup, if you couldn't guess. I'm keeping this because it's a mirror match. We'll be seeing a lot of Lillipup in the next little bit. I mean, you'll be seeing a lot of Lillipup for this entire playthrough, but, you know. This is the first proper mirror match we've had. Odor Sleuth is basically, I think it allows you to hit ghost types if you're a normal type or something, or maybe it has to do with evasion or something. I've never used it. It's not something that I give much of a shit about, because I've got Bite. And that's a cut tree, using the same design as the original cut trees in red and blue. And once we pick up these items, that'll be it for this route. Very quick route. Oh wait, just kidding, there's one thing left. Black and White have this thing about having the rivals appear when you least expect them, and forcing you to battle with no chance to pause and heal or anything. It is a genuine mark of kind of poor design, but it's okay, because they're never that tough. You just kill them softly. And you can see I did not need a leer for a 2-hit KO. And decided to use the potion here rather than once I killed the Lillipup, because, you know, just in case she had a very powerful Pokemon after it. We know it's a Snivy, but I didn't know how dangerous a Snivy would be. And that's another level up. Now, honestly, the starters are not very threatening in their base forms. Partially because, you know, they're not put at very high levels in these fights. But they're just not all that dangerous. Here I was kind of worried because my defense was lowered several stages. But, you know, just if I can beat them before they attack, it works out just fine. And a lot of the time they'll be so insistent on lowering your stats that they won't actually attack you ever. Like so. And another thing about the starters, they have absolutely terrible experience yield. They give you like none. Bye bye. There's a town right up north, you know. Anyway, here we are in city I can't pronounce. Striaton or something. Striaton, I don't know. Anywho, we're gonna take a pit stop here in the Pokemon Center, and then we'll be good for this segment. So, that takes care of that, and I will see you guys next time.